For months, Marvel fans have been buzzing about Captain America: Brave New World, the latest entry in the MCU. The film is finally out to mixed reviews and a kind of big box office decline in numbers. So what's gone wrong? Let's talk about it. Before we dive in, please let's take a few seconds to like and subscribe to Muveematic to get more videos like this. Alright, Captain America: Brave New World. This one marks Sam Wilson's first solo outing as the new Captain America, and of course introduced us to a slew of new and returning characters like the new Falcon and the leader. However, much of the excitement of this movie centered around one particular reveal: Red Hulk. Now, from promotional images to leaked set photos, Marvel leaned heavily into the idea that Harrison Ford's Thaddeus Ross, who is the president in this particular movie, would be transforming into the monstrous Red Hulk. Ugh. This seems to be a major selling point, one that could revitalize interest in an MCU struggling with franchise fatigue. But now that the movie has been out for 2 weeks at the time of this recording, we've clearly seen that Red Hulk is barely in the movie, and barely is just being gratuitous. And of course, that is a huge marketing problem. Marvel Studios, of course, has had a history of misdirecting fans in trailers, from Avengers Infinity War showing the Hulk in Wakanda despite him not appearing to battle, to Spider-Man No Way Home digitally erasing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield from promo material. The studio often plays with expectations of the fans especially. Sometimes it works as a fun surprise, but other times it kind of leaves the fans feeling misled. It seemed like Brave New World truly positioned Red Hulk as a key marketing hook, only to have him show up in a brief final act cameo. That's a major bait and switch. It's one thing to hide a character to preserve a surprise, but it's another thing to actively promote a character in posters and trailers and interviews, only for the audience to find out that they were sold on something that barely exists in the film itself. Now, this isn't just a fan frustration. It could directly impact the film's critical and audience reception, which I think it is, because critically, the movie currently holds a score of 46% on Rotten Tomatoes from over 300 reviews. And it's not so surprising, because when critics and audience enter a film with expectations set by marketing, the movie needs to deliver. Come on! If not, disappointment sets in, even if the movie is otherwise well made, which to an extent, Brave New World really isn't. So, let's consider another Disney product, The Last Jedi from the Star Wars universe. While it had its many defenders, a lot of fans were frustrated how the marketing suggested Luke Skywalker would be an active participant in the fight, only for him to be a reluctant, almost nihilistic figure. Now that disconnect did play a major role in the film's divisive reception. You could call it what it is: homophobic, sexist, all those reasons don't count. You gotta look at the numbers. Similarly, Brave New World promised a major Red Hulk presence only to deliver a last-minute transformation with little impact on the story, which, if you're paying attention, has pissed a lot of people off. I mean, listen to the Rotten Tomatoes consensus. Anthony Mackie capably takes up Cap's mantle and shield, but Brave New World is too routine and overstuffed with uninteresting Easter eggs to feel like a worthy standalone adventure for this new Avengers leader. These are the issues. We've seen this before with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The film was positioned as a deep dive into the multiverse, teasing major cameos and new realities. Now, while it did deliver some surprises, the actual multiverse exploration was far less extensive than audiences expected, leading to, of course, wait for it, disappointment. Brave New World seems to have repeated this mistake, building anticipation for a major Red Hulk presence only to reduce him to an afterthought. I mean, look at the box office numbers. Yes, Brave New World had a strong first week, grossing $88.84 million according to predictions, but this weekend it has dropped 68.3% to earn $28.17 million in North America. People are already calling this movie a flop. Now, beyond the marketing issues, Brave New World also suffers from the lack of a compelling villain. I always make this argument. Everyone knows that your superhero film is only as good as the supervillain. The reason why Endgame was so great, or Infinity War particularly, was not because of all the Avengers, but because of a villain that even the audience watching could say, man, this guy could be the Avengers this time around. So in Brave New World, the leader is a great character. No problem with him, basically, but the way he's portrayed in the movie is just laughable to me. This is a character who's supposed to be super intelligent and always one step ahead, but he gets so easily thwarted each step of the way. His motivations are basically, comical. Revenge? Are you kidding me? In 2025? Even the said Red Hawk and Giancarlo Esposito's Sidewinder barely feature long enough to be taken seriously as threats in this movie. And let's not forget the unrealism of Wilson's fight with Red Hawk. I mean, Thor and Steve Rogers could, but Sam Wilson? He's a guy without superhuman powers. And I know you say he's got Ant-Man's helmet, he's got Iron Man's suit, he's got vibranium wings, but give me a break. Iron Man had Iron Man's suit, but he needed the Hulkbuster to fight the Hulk in Age of Ultron, and that didn't even really go his way, basically. Anyway, it's obvious to the discerning eye that Marvel is currently in a fragile place. After Endgame, the franchise has struggled with quality control, VFX issues, and declining audience engagement. While some projects like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Loki have been well received, others like Secret Invasion, Quantumania, and The Marvels have been heavily criticized, and with good reason. Now, what's one of the biggest complaints from fans? False expectations. Secret Invasion was promoted as some kind of gritty Winter Soldier style espionage spy thriller, but it was ultimately a messy, underwhelming spectacle with no thrills whatsoever. Quantumania hyped Kang as MCU's next Thanos level villain, only to have him easily defeated by Ant-Man. No offense to you, Lang. And dangerously underdeveloped. Fans need a reason to trust Marvel's marketing again. If they feel manipulated, if they think trailers are selling one movie but delivering another, they will stop showing up. Trust me. So, how could Marvel have fixed this problem with Brave New World? First, and it's already too late to change the film itself, but going forward, Marvel should just adjust the marketing narrative. For instance, if the Red Hawk was a minor presence in this film, then they shouldn't have positioned him as a central figure. Instead, they should have focused a lot on Sam Wilson's journey, his challenges to being the new Captain America, filling the big shoes that Steve Rogers left behind. Also, the political themes like they did with Winter Soldier, and of course, the leader being the main villain with better motivations and character development. Second, communicate through press junkets. You should know this already. Interviews with the cast and director could have helped reframe the conversation, ensuring that audiences know what they're getting. Instead, your new Captain America went on slying America in interviews. Come on, you should have just had the simple tagline, Red Hawk plays a key role, but this is still Sam's movie. That could have set better expectations. And then third, lean into strengths. If the film delivers on character development, action, and the themes, Marvel should highlight those elements in the final marketing push instead of banking on last-minute Red Hawk tease. And then if Red Hawk appeared in the movie, everybody would be like, ooh, surprise, but they wouldn't have thought too much about it. So all that being said, at its best, the MCU is built on trust. Fans believe they'll get what they're promised, but in recent years, that trust has been fractured. And of course, MCU don't need all that controversy. They need more wins. So, Captain America Brave New World is already being called a flop, like I said earlier, due to its second week decline, but it could be like the Shawshank Redemption, which got a boost after a not so great second week. Who knows? Anyway, what say you? Why do you think Brave New World is experiencing a decline at the box office? What do you think about the movie in general? Let me know in the comments. And if you like what you just heard and what you just saw, please do like, share, and subscribe to Muveematic. Till next time, you go watch yourself a great movie. Peace.